Good evening. Welcome to News Channel 4. I'm Annalie Henry.
And I'm Colten Couch, and now it's time for our weekly forecast. Alright, so here's our weekly forecast. Sunday, all day we have constant. Moving on into Monday, we have some linear. Coming in from the north, we got some quadratic. Then we're going to get hit with some cubic on Wednesday. Yeah. It gets even worse Thursday. We have some absolute value. Brightens up Friday with some square root. And then moving on into Saturday, we have rational with a chance of step.
Okay, as you see here, on Sunday we have a constant where the parent function of a constant is y equals c, where c is any number. And shown here is y equals -3. And the graph of a constant is horizontal. And to graph this, first you look at your equation. And then second, you figure the value of y, where here it's -3. And then you graph the horizontal line on the y-axis. And there you have it. That's your constant parent function.
Alright, moving on into Monday, we have linear. As you can see here, the parent function is y equals x, and passes through the origin 0, 0. The graph of a linear function is a straight diagonal line. The parent function is y equals x. The slope of this parent function is 1, which means you go over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1. The y-intercept is at the origin 0, 0, and it passes through all points with coordinates AA, which means if you're given 1, you go up 1. If you're given 2, you go up 2. And if you're given 3, you go up 3, and so forth and so on. First, look at the equation. Second, find 2 points on the graph that satisfy the equation. And finally, graph the linear through origin 0, 0.
Next, coming in from the north on Tuesday, we got some quadratic, where you see the equation is y equals x squared, and the graph is a parabola. And in order to get this, you must start at 0, 0, the origin, and then you plot the points 1, 1 squared, 2, 2 squared, 3, 3 squared. Because what you use is x, you must square, and this graphing occurs on both sides, because if you put in a -1 and you square that, you'll get a positive, and so on and so forth.
Alright, moving further on into the week, Wednesday we got cubic. We are going to get slammed with this stuff. I'm going to wipe out. The parent function here is y equals x cubed, which is shown. In order to get this, first you must start the origin 0, 0. Now you graph 1, 1 cubed, 2, 2 cubed, and etc., etc. Just like quadratic functions, but you cube x. Then to the left of 0, 0, you do the same, but now you plug in negative numbers, so -1, -1 cubed, -2, -2 cubed.
Now coming in on Thursday, we got some absolute value, and after that wipeout on Wednesday, I don't know if I want to even go outside on Thursday. But as you can see, the equation is y equals the absolute value of x, and the graph for this looks like a V. And the reason for this V shape is because it is possible to have two values for x, either positive or negative, and the y value will still be the same. And first you start at the origin, and then you plug in the same points, positive and negative, like 1, -1, 2, -2, 3, -3, etc., for the x to find the y. And the y value is always positive because you're looking at absolute value, so your graph will look like a V. And once you find your y, you need to graph xy.
Alright, moving on into Friday, we have some square root. It's going to brighten up. As you can see here, the parent function is y equals the square root of x, and the graph of it looks like the left half of a parabola, but rotated 90 degrees. Only one half of the parabola exists because x must be 0 or positive, because you can't find the square root of a negative number in order to keep it real. First, start at the origin 0, 0. Now you graph square root of 1, 1, square root of 4, 2, and square root of 9, 3.
Lastly, on Saturday, we have rational with a little bit of step mixed in there. And the rational equation is y equals 1 over x, and the graph for this is a hyperbola. And step, the equation is y equals x with 2 brackets around the x, and the graph looks like steps. Now back to rational, the vertical asymptote is x equals 0, and the horizontal is y equals 0. And asymptotes are boundary lines for the graph of the function. Therefore, that's why the hyperbola is formed. And a step function has lines with an open circle, and on one end and a closed circle on the other end to indicate inclusion. You must start the closed circle on the origin, 0, 0, and the parent function will go over and then an open circle. And then you need to pick up your pencil and go up one and do the same. So then you'll go over and do a closed circle. An open circle, excuse me. And so on and so forth. That was our weekly forecast. I'm Annalie Henry.
And I'm Colten Couch. Join us next week for more.